Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 13 Recap Show. He's James Moynihan. I'm Ross Berge. I got to take a quick second to show off my Burgalicious t-shirt.
Oh, look at the back.
Commissioner on the back, of course.
Back. Oh, my gosh.
All right, Jimbo, nice to be here.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute honor, Ross. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's run through last week's games. We had Corporate Fat Cats, 143. Kim Kardashian's Lack of Bush, 105. Jedediah puts up a season-high 143 points. And Snoots gets screwed once again.
Yeah, Snoots has now put up 105 points or more 4 times that he has not won games. Incredible streak there. Gotta catch the luck of the Irish every once in a while.
I hear you. All right, next up, Burgalicious 115, Fat Albert's Fan Club 113. Close match here. Johnny almost beat me on Monday night. He needed a lot of points and almost got there.
Yeah, tough luck for John. His season is slowly but surely slipping away, trying to play the role of spoiler moving into the last few weeks.
Yes, sir. Next up, Rex Ryan 64. Rex Ryan's Pedophile 64.
Yep.
Kindergarten Cop 57. Ryan Matthews actually scored a last-second touchdown to barely give Albert a win over Andy here.
Yeah, Al hops back into first place by half a game despite not putting up back-to-back wins since, believe this or not, week 4.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is
absolutely
crazy.
incredible.
All right, next up, Hainsworth Jiggly Tits 105. Honolulu Flying Hawaiian 69. Rag is absolutely nothing without Vic.
Or Badge.
Or Badge. He's absolutely nothing without Badge either. And, of course, Percy Harvard has a huge game for BMAC.
Yeah, BMAC on a bit of a tear. He's won 6 out of 7, and he's also put up over 100 points in 3 of the last 4 contests. Look out for BMAC on the stretch run.
Indeed. Fighting Frog Swamps 117. Too Big to Fail 88. Marshawn Lynch with another big game. And for Jake, Andre Johnson gets re-injured.
Yeah, Brendan making all the right moves here, as he could be owner of the year if he's not careful. And he's put up just huge numbers the last couple of weeks. He's going to be quite a threat as we move down again the home stretch.
Thompson Takeover 79. Doug lied about his vasectomy 66. The story here: Chooch loses his 7th straight game. Come on, Chooch.
Terrible, terrible. JK started 1-5 and has now climbed into the mix. A little bit of help from Grimm as he just dropped CJ Spiller, and JK was able to pick him up.
Yep. A-Town Rat Tails 95. Grimsley Bears 60. Jamie wins his 7th straight. And Chris Johnson with 2 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, this is another big win for the A-Town Rat Tails, and Chris Johnson is heating up right at the correct moment. Down the stretch! Down the stretch.
All right, and we want to try a new part of the program here.
New feature here.
Segment, yep. Called the Word Association Game.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say a phrase, and you have to give me you have to finish the sentence for me.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. Jed's 143 points is.
It's random. Yeah, it's random is what it is.
Yep.
Jed hasn't scored 100 points all season, and then he puts up 143. Sean Green had 2 touchdowns going into the game. He had 3 this week. It was random.
I would go with shocking.
It was random.
It came, as you said, it came out of nowhere. We all thought that he had good names on paper, but never quite translated on the field. But he was able to get it done here. We're actually going to hear from him later here too.
Very excited about that time. Next up, my winning streak. Jamie's winning streak is.
Thanks to Aaron Rodgers.
It is thanks to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, all right.
That's more than a word, but I think it falls on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders. Now you're getting a little complimentary back from Chris Johnson. He's putting up some points too, so that's good too. What do you think?
I would say it's balanced, Ross.
Oh,
I would say it's balanced. The A-Town Rat Tails have scored less than 79 points only once all season. No other team in the league can say that. And frankly, we just put ourselves in the position to win week in and week out.
Of course. All right, next word association. Chooch's managerial skills are...
They are non-existent. Chooch, he tries to proclaim that he just wants to trust his draft strategy and see how things play out, and he trusts his players. But I just feel like he's really bad at this game. Yeah. I think that's the real issue.
I would say not smart or dumb, if you will. Just leaving his team as is, keeping Mike Thomas in the lineup.
Sure.
He just doesn't change his team week to week, and that's really hurting him.
It's
absolutely.
Stupid. Next up, Snoots' luck is
shitty. I would say really shitty.
Yeah.
He's been screwed here a lot. He scores over 100 points quite a few times and still loses. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I would say Snoots' luck is characteristic. Let's be honest here. I wouldn't say that Snoots has had the best of luck throughout his life. So I think historically this just kind of works in, and it just makes sense.
Yep.
Really
All right.
You want to play
Sure.
the last one here?
JK's chances of winning happy endings.
I think they're dubious. I think it's just dubious. JK still has to play both Snoots and the Fighting Frog Swamps, Brendan, down the stretch run. While BMAC has a little bit of an easier schedule the rest of the way, I think whoever wins it, it's either going to be BMAC or JK, and one of them has to go 3-1 to finish out the season.
I would say pretty good. I probably need to beef up my vocabulary here, but I would say his chances are probably 60%.
You think he's got the?
I think he's in the driver's seat in the
seat.
happy endings division.
I think it's BMAC followed by JK, Andy, and then Al following in fourth, who actually is in first place right now.
All right, we'll see.
Let's get into some of the games this week, Ross, and give out some of the predictions. The first game we have is Rag versus Snoots. This matchup is between between the highest and the lowest scoring teams in the league so far this season. Rag gets Michael Vick back from injury, and Fred Davis got so stoned that he can't play this week.
Yep.
But Ray Rice plays the Indianapolis Colts this week, and after running for 200 yards last week, I think Snoots gets this one and gets in the winning column.
I think Snoots wins as well. All right, next up, Brendan versus Albert. The big story here is Albert is without Matt Forte now. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's put Marion Barber's backup, Khalil Bell, in his starting lineup. Albert has been on a slide recently, losing 3 out of the last 5. And in his last 2 weeks, he's put up 74, then 64 points. That's not going to cut it. The Fighting Frog Swamps have won or tied in the last 4 games with an average of 111 points in those wins. Marshawn Lynch has been on a tear. I'm going with Brendan.
Yeah, it would have been a good idea to save one of those bench spots for your best player's backup. But Al chooses not to, Brendan. Next up is your matchup, Ross versus BMAC. Both teams put up huge numbers last week, and I think this one's going to be a close one. Arian Foster is just about the only option for the Texans, especially if Andre Johnson can't go, and with T.J. Yates at quarterback, it's pretty much the Foster show. And you know the Patriots will be looking for Gronkowski to set the single-season touchdown record this week against the Redskins. I don't think the Redskins actually run the ball enough for Halou to be relevant in this one. And with Beanie Mac on BMAC's bench, I'm picking you in the upset.
Thank you, Jimbo. I'm taking myself as well.
Excellent.
All right, next up we have Jake versus Jamie. Jamie, you take your 7-game winning streak against Jake. He's actually changed his team name this week.
Yeah.
To Too Bad to Win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jake has lost 6 out of his last 8 games, including the last 2. He does not have favorable matchups this week, and although I think he has an outside chance of winning, I think Aaron Rodgers will take it for you. I think you'll win this game, Jimbo.
Yeah, too many question marks for Jake, although I do like Matthew Stafford going into Minnesota to play the Vikings. I got to pick myself. Can't go this side. Next up, we have Jed and Grim. Right now, Grim is projected to score 70 points this season, and this game, I think that might be a little bit lenient for him. Phillip Rivers in December is lights out and going into Buffalo. I think he has a big fantasy day. And the Ravens defense, which has been a strong point for Jed's team, goes up against the Colts. I think Jed has a walk in the park this week and pulls out a dominating fantasy performance.
Yeah, I'll take Jed too. Grim's team is.
We're really agreeing.
Yeah, we are agreeing tonight.
This is good.
Grim's team hasn't been that good recently. All right, next up, JK versus Andy. The Thompson Takeover are on fire. JK has won 6 out of the last 7, including the last 4 in a row, and MJD has been playing extremely well, and now faces the 31st ranked defense. That's the Bucks defense, and Andy has lost 3 out of his last 5, putting up 61 points per game during those 5 games. Adrian Peterson might not play again. That would hurt him as well.
Again, wouldn't it have been nice if he saved a bench spot for his handcuff?
I agree. I have his handcuff. Thank you. I'm going to take JK in this one, although I do think Andy has an outside chance of winning. But JK could be in first place at the end of the week.
Yeah, that's a distinct possibility. No Adrian Peterson, no chance for Andy. JK wins this one. Finally, we have John versus Chooch. The 2 worst records in the Happy Endings division go head-to-head this week. I actually want to do something there. I want to read you a ESPN projection for a player who's currently in the starting lineup and who has been in the starting lineup for one of these teams for a long time, and see if you can guess who it is. This is the quote. 8 total fantasy points in a week stretch, in a 6-week stretch, is nearly impossible for a starting receiver in the NFL. Who do you think that is?
Well, I just read it too, but I'm gonna guess Mike Thomas.
Yeah, it's Mike Thomas, who has remained in Chuck's starting lineup throughout the entire season. It's his weekly flex play. Having said all that, I actually think that Tom Brady's going to have a monster game against the Washington Redskins. I'm going to be rooting for him heavily while I'm at the game. And Chuck is actually going to win, I think.
No way.
No.
John wins this one.
All right. Well, we're going to get Jedediah Althouse on the phone here. He has a matchup this week against Grimm. But what we'd really like to talk to him about is his...
what kind of matchup is this?
Oh, this is the marquee matchup. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
This is matchup from last week. Jedediah. Hi, Jed.
What?
Jed?
Althouse here. How you doing?
Hey, Mr. Althouse. How are you?
What the heck was that?
That's my secretary. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
She sounded like a beautiful bitch.
Yeah, that was very...
Yeah, that's my girl.
That's a beautiful bitch.
So, Jed, we got to hear about your 143-point performance this week. You must be proud of that.
Yeah, we're real proud of the team here. We knew we had it in us, and after suffering again another loss by 2 points, we knew we had to come back and finish strong. And since everybody does pretty well against the Saints, we figured we'd do the same.
Yep.
That's right on par. Jed, you had Sean Green put up 3 touchdowns this week. You couldn't have possibly been expecting that. What do you think got into Sean? Did he have anything different going on throughout the week?
Who's that?
Sean Green, starting running back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he was just due. We really had a strong performance by all 3 running backs. Jonathan Stewart also having a huge game there. And they're really just putting it together. We think we're going to do it again this week. They're against Miami, Kansas City. Unfortunately, Stewart goes against Atlanta, but, we're going against Grimm, and I think Williams will kind of suck that one up, too.
Yeah, we actually both have predicted you a victory here and a chance for you to get to 7-7.
That's right, yeah. Well, we think we're a 10-7 team here. We really do. We've been looking at our opponents upcoming, and we got some tough matchups. But I really believe that it's a 7-7 team. We got, obviously, Tim Tebow has really lifted the team. We're struggling like Denver was, and Tim Tebow came along, and he's really helped us out. Doesn't always get the start. But to put it in perspective, he comes in, since he came in on week 5 when he didn't even start, he's been averaging 17 points.
That's true.
To put that in perspective, that's on par with Stafford and Manning, better than Romo and Ryan, and just a point and a half below Tom Brady.
That is very true. That's very true. And he's a tough player to start, but you're going to have to do it at some point, aren't you?
That's right. That's right. Well, we don't have to do it this week. I think we're pretty confident that we can steal 2 from Grimm this year.
Absolutely, I think so. Well, Jed, any words for the league? Anything you'd like to shout out or say hello to?
Well, I think I predicted both of you guys to win this week. I was looking at the matchups.
Thank you.
I think you're going to take that.
Appreciate
I definitely think Steve will actually get a win this week against Rag. I don't think there's any chance that he can actually outscore Stoops. So, not with that team. But, no, I'm just looking forward to another really good week here. Another good matchup, and we're hoping to finish strong here.
Excellent.
I hear you. Jed, what do you...
Before I let you go, I think my secretary has something else to say.
Oh, let me hear.
Chicken first?
Your team sucks ass and your mother is a donkey.
Sounds like you programmed the computer there, Jed. Jed, the computer is not the same as a girl.
Well, for me, for my purposes, she is.
There you go.
Good deal, Jed. Well, good luck this week, and good luck to everybody. Thursday Night Football coming at you.
Take care, guys.